Giving Back, sponsored by Patterson Legal Group.
We're excited to partner with Patterson Legal Group in our latest edition of Giving Back, where local nonprofits are recognized for the great work they're doing to make our communities better places to live.
Patterson Legal Group recognizes a new nonprofit and presents them with a $500 check. This week, we're proud to spotlight IBSA. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Tyler Patterson from Patterson Legal Group. This week's Giving Back recipient is IBSA. IBSA has a variety of different programs for adults, teaching them job skills and technology, and for our youth, teaching them introduction to computers and marketing skills and entrepreneurship skills as well. They're doing a lot of important work in our community. And for everything that they're doing, we're excited to give them a check for $500.
And joining us now is Lazone Graves with IBSA. Good morning.
Good morning, Dan.
Great to have you on the show with us. To start out, just introduce us to IBSA. What are you guys doing out in the community?
Well, first, thank you for having me. IBSA is a nonprofit corporation that I started in 1993. One, to do some public policy research, advocacy, and to bring forth some programs that I felt was missing in the community back in 1993. And that would deal with a lot of workforce training, working with young people. I've always been into technology, so I've tried to use my knowledge and my gift to get other people excited and exposed and ready for the workforce, whether that's working for someone or being entrepreneurs.
That's fantastic. 30 years now, and into technology, it's so much has changed in the past 30 years. What kind of services are you offering now?
Well, we are still doing the same thing. We still do advocacy because some of the problems that exist in society still exist. We provide more job training for adults, such as there are programs for those who are 55 years and older to be in an organization where they can learn office clerical skills. They get paid a wage, and we get them to learning how to use computer software like Microsoft Office more proficiently. Working with young people. Yes, technology has changed since we first began. There wasn't Wi-Fi or Chromebooks or smartphones, but that's what we have now. More than just having young people being consumers, of a product, I think that we can find a way of getting them to understand they can also be creators just as well. There was no social media, no YouTube. Now we have a lot of young people who can really understand that technology and hopefully take that to another level for employment or entrepreneurship.
That's awesome. I love that so much. I love the idea of be more than a consumer, be a creator.
Yes.
That's a great ability that you need for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And how do you keep up with everything with the new technologies coming around? I have trouble keeping up with it all.
Well, I just sort of gravitated thanks to my sister giving me a laptop, a Tandy laptop in '92, and I sort of saw the future on where this could do. Not only did it help me with my homework, and then I've been around other older people who were programmers who sort of showed me how to right-click and see code. And I gravitated towards that, learning HTML, and started building websites, not just for our organization, but for small businesses and organizations. And I figured that if I could learn it, other people can learn it, especially young people. That I would think that it would be great if we had a core of young people who could learn how to build websites and maintain them for local, small, grassroots organizations and businesses.
Of course. I think that's such a wonderful service you're offering, because I hear so much nowadays that the younger generations, again, they're consumers of technology, but they're not really the creators of technology. So we've lost a lot of that kind of knowledge that people grew up with in the 90s.
Well, now, though, because of the COVID, and we saw the digital divide, not just on not having access to computers or internet, but not having access to the knowledge of how to really use those two to empower yourself, not just for young people, but lower income individuals. The internet has an ability of, when I started 31 years ago, 99.9% of all applications were paper. Now they're all online.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of things that I learned working with people to sort of see where their spelling, their grammar, their use of punctuation is at. And that gives us an opportunity to help them correct that. Because once you start applying for a job online, once you click submit, you can't bring all those errors back to you.
I think we've all regretted a click one at some point in our lives. And with all this going on, how is the donation from Patterson Legal Group able to help you guys out?
Well, it's going to be a phenomenal one. We have some young people that we work with that we try to not just, our program, Streets University, is to learn to earn. You learn tech, You use the tech, you can get paid for the tech skills that you have. And so there's some young people that are been learning very hard. We have an online directory that we are fostering to help small women, minority businesses. And we're, again, still, starting in '94, we were on it. Today, we're still doing it. Teaching young people that computer tech, where they are adding the businesses to the directory and giving them a little compensation for doing that work. And of course, there's a few other bills. I mean, our organization's van, you know, is getting fixed as I speak.
Yeah, always little things here and there. You mentioned last time that 30 years you started this 30 years ago. Just speak about all those years now and the involvement of you and the organization within the community.
Well, maybe I'm stubborn, and that's an entrepreneurial trait that, honestly, I could not find a good job when I graduated Washburn in 1992. But I learned about business, so I figured I would start a nonprofit organization because I saw some of the things in the community at that time that I felt needed to be, that I could change. And so I started the nonprofit organization. I did get some support from individuals in the community, and everything has been going great since then, even with the challenges. I do not believe in giving up, and I want to be able to persevere on what I'm trying to do. Time moves on, and it waits for no one. And as you had mentioned about Microsoft Office, everybody's talking about artificial intelligence. Our organization, because of the years of work and probably because of my involvement in that field, digital divide field, we were chosen, our organization, to be in the Microsoft Tech Spark program, which is really to teach us generative AI so that we can come to the community and teach and bring awareness to what this is going to do for the workforce, for opportunity, for business. And next week I'll be going to Atlanta for our final Tech Spark Summit, which there's one organization in every state that is committed to, by Microsoft, to giving us the tools and the resources so that we can empower our individual communities, especially those low-income neighborhoods that don't always have access to people coming in and bringing these type of programs to it. As nonprofit organizations, and through the Microsoft Tech Spark program, AI for Good. You know, there's a lot of good things that AI can do, and we want to be at the forefront of making sure that that happens. You can write your resumes with AI. You can have analysis done. We are learning Copilot, which is Microsoft's generative AI assistant. So as we learn, and because of the work that we are doing with our Techpreneur program with young people, we're going to finally be able to start getting them sort of oriented to generative AI as far as adding and creating the profiles and the descriptions for the businesses that we're working on. So you never know where a 13-year-old or 14-year-old is going to be when they're 17 or 18-year-olds and about to graduate. We want to be a part of making sure that they are prepared, that they graduate, and they're prepared for that next step in life.
So I'm curious now, just the near future for you guys. What's that going to be looking like? Are any classes or any kind of just programs coming up here?
Yes. Of course, after the COVID, a lot of cities, states and cities received what's called American Rescue Plan Act funds. Our organization was a recipient from the city for $92,000, which has led to us working with the Gil Carter Initiative out behind Highland Park High School in East Topeka to create a neighborhood resource and family center. We have high-speed internet. We have new doors, we have new floors, we have computers, we have interactive touchscreens. Now we're getting ready to be able to put those programs in that building there so people in that neighborhood don't have to leave that neighborhood to come and get the type of job training, job work skills programs. And if other agencies have a program that they think would be a fit for there, we're trying to get the place ready so that other organizations can come in and do their programs just as well. If that works, what we're trying to really do is a model, because we have neighborhoods like that all over this city and all over this nation. We need to find a way, I believe, to find buildings like that that can be transformed into being very functional, productive places in these low-income neighborhoods, bringing the technology in there. If they can't always leave that neighborhood to get to the library, we should have some of the things that the library has right there in these neighborhoods.
Of course, yes.
And we can do that right now.
That's great.
And as well as this summer, we will be working in partnership with hopefully the city and a couple of other groups to really advance our youth techpreneurship program. Getting more young people involved, teaching them these computer skills, earning a little compensation on the learn to earn portion of it. So if you have a young person 14 to 17 it's probably a good thing to check us out because we're going to be signing young people up here soon, and there's going to be a great opportunity this summer for them. I'm not going to put it all out there, but
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to learn more about you guys and to see what happens as the future rolls on, as technology keeps growing and AI keeps growing. And you guys are right there with it. It's great. Yes. It's great what you're doing for the Topeka and the community area. I absolutely, I'm in awe, honestly. Well, Lazone, thank you.
I thank Patterson,
of course,
you know, for seeing us, supporting us, and believing in us. And that means a lot to me after 30 years, because 31 years, because sometimes you just don't get the accolades and the hand claps and the things, but something like this here makes someone recognize we see what you're doing and we support what you're doing, and I appreciate that.
Yes, I definitely 100% support what you're doing. I think it's great what you're doing for the community, and again, I am very in awe of it, and I look forward to seeing what you produce in the future.
I appreciate you.
All right, Lazone, well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and once again, thank you for the work you're doing out in the community.
Thank you.
I know it means a lot to a lot of people out there. Of course, everybody, if you want to learn more, you can visit ibsa-inc.org.
Giving Back, sponsored by Patterson Legal Group.